Hey guys, we're sitting down with Louie from Northern Bytes, and we're going to be checking out his upcoming 3D platformer called Suzy Cube. So, take it away, Louie.
All right, so let's get started here.
Okay.
So here's like a quick tutorial screen,
Okay.
and it's a good sort of jumping off point talking about sort of the impetus for this game, why I'm excited about it. So it all started with a love affair with Super Mario 3D Land, and a love affair with a mobile platform.
Yeah.
And I kind of I desperately wanted to marry those two.
Okay.
But there are certain challenges when porting to a touch screen.
Sure.
So I started thinking about how to make it work, and the first thing that I realized was fumbling with buttons you can't feel is a problem. So consolidate everything under one big jump button on one side, and then a very sort of free-form move area on this side.
Okay.
All right, so now let's get started, and this will bring us right up to level 1.
Cool. Very beginning of the game.
Yeah, here we are. Here's Suzy. Say hi. And really,
We're gonna make you play even awkwarder and tilt the game forward because we're getting reflections.
All right, so the way the joystick works, it's an invisible floating analog stick, but that will also follow your thumb if you drag too far. So a change of movement is always only a short distance away. Even if I'm over here, I can still play with my little joystick there.
That's smart.
Yeah, and then the whole other half of the screen is a jump, and it's a variable jump height. Okay. As you'd expect.
A tap or long press.
Yeah, and I try to give you little things to go find off the main path. You can find gift boxes that hold hats, and the hats kind of work like power-ups in other games where if you get hit, you lose your hat. Some hats will actually give you extra powers like a double jump or a ground pound. Always coming up with things that work with only the one button, right? So basically cool things to do while in the air. We have little things to find.
Don't forget to go to that GDC session.
Oh, good idea. Always turn off notifications for these things.
Yep. We'll remember that for next year.
Yeah. I'm also doing subtle things under the hood, again, to make playing on the touch screen feel as natural as it would on with controllers. Such as areas like this where you have a narrow platform. Unbeknownst to the player, there's actually a force that pulls you subtly to the center of the platform. So right there, I wasn't actually lined up with the center of the platform, but by the end of the jump,
you're in the middle.
You see that I am.
That's hardcore, man, that you thought of that. And,
I got hit.
You died. Oh, you didn't die. That's really smart, though. I mean, things that...
Let's go find an extra life.
Oh, giving away secrets already. Things that the player wouldn't even know or don't even need to know. It just makes the experience better.
The plan really is, it's a subtle effect that the player shouldn't notice is there. It's they just won't fall off things as much as they would otherwise.
Okay, so moving platforms here.
Yeah.
How long are the levels?
So again, since I'm targeting mobile, the target length for levels are about an average 3 minutes.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So you can power through it in most levels in about a minute and a half or something. Or if you're going for all the stars, oh no, I fell off here. Oh wait, what's this?
Oh, that's cool. Something secret. Whoa, a portal to another level.
And now oh no, there's a timer. Oh, I gotta try to get the.
That's
awesome.
I
got the second star. Sweet.
I like that a lot.
So another while studying the inspiration for this game, Mario 3D Land, I started noticing some things levels are all very unique. They try to hinge on a particular mechanism or something. This is the game's first level, so I tried to put a lot of little hints of what you might get to do
later in the game.
Later in the game. and give you, this sort of sense of, it's worth exploring a little bit. It's worth, you might be bouncing on things or finding secrets and things like that, right? Just laying the groundwork. But in later levels, as we'll see, one last challenge. Yeah, I got the 3rd star.
Nice.
So the stars work sort of as expected.
Yeah.
Certain levels are star locked.
Yeah.
So you won't have access to them unless, like, all the boss levels require, like, at least a certain amount of stars.
Okay.
So if you just get to the boss level.
Was there a time aspect too? Is there a clock ticking down?
There is, yeah.
Okay.
And if you make it to the end with time left, then that transfers to coins and might give you extra lives.
Yeah.
So here we'll see stage 2.
Okay.
And you'll see a very different look. We're running around a foggy forest now.
Yeah.
And you'll notice that this level, with its tall trees, plays on verticality and teaching you the different types of jump pads. So that was one of the jump activated pads.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so it waits for you.
Yeah, and here's just like a regular, like jump pad.
Okay.
Later on, there actually are trampolines. You've noticed already there that different things might lead to you finding stars.
Yeah.
Well, in this section.
Oh, killing all the enemies.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, if you just happen to kill all the enemies, you discover that, I got a star for
So
it.
I'm one of those people that's like OCD about exploring every nook and cranny and killing every enemy and whatever. And it always drives me nuts when nobody puts anything in there for that. Like, you explore, you break every barrel, but there's no items to find, and that irritates me. So I appreciate that you're putting little hidden things like that.
Yeah,
in there.
I want to make sure that that players are rewarded for those kind of things, but at the same time, it's not all the time.
Yeah.
In the first level, some might have noticed that there's a bush near the start that when you run through it, here we have another type of jump pad. Those are the sort of trampoline pads where you
the
get
longer
more.
on
And
them.
what is that?
You can't give away all the secret stars in the demo. Gotta leave some for people to find, right?
Well, we're only level 2
I know.
of one world of 5 planned worlds.
Okay, well that
So-
leads to my other question. How many levels?
Yeah, so the main game will be made up of 5 worlds, 5 levels each.
Okay.
Each level ends on a boss fight, which are all like variations of fighting this dragon creature. That every time you fight it, it has new attacks that you haven't seen.
Okay.
It has maybe new power, like you might need a certain power up in order to defeat it.
Yeah.
Things like that come and mix it up. And every world also has one special level.
Okay.
And the special levels are generally shorter, and
Well, that's cool.
so the special levels are shorter levels. They're kind of and that are like very different experiences.
Okay.
So it might be like a level where you're just sliding down like a long snow slope for the whole level, and you're just dodging obstacles and things.
Yeah.
Or it might be kind of a puzzly thing with switches, or one where you have to solve like an Escher-like isometric puzzle. And they're basically there to have you do something different between the main levels.
Yeah.
And each one will net you 3 stars. So
Cool.
maybe if you haven't found all the stars in the regular levels, that could help you maybe unlock the next boss level
get to the next
or something
tier
like
level.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's neat. So the other thing is, this is sort of a passion project for you, and it was a side project for a long time, right? So you worked on it for what, a few years by now?
So yeah, this started more as just like a learning experiment.
Okay.
Like I said, it was actually like the camera work in Super Mario 3D Land that first inspired me. I thought, oh man, how great is it, you know, a 3D platformer where I'm never having
Yeah.
to fight with the camera because
Yeah.
they just put it where it needs to be.
Right.
So I started doing I was getting back into Unity at the time.
Yeah.
I started doing some experiments with that.
Uh-huh.
And well, that led to, well, I'm gonna need, you know, a character to run around to test this.
Yeah.
And then that led to sort of obsessing over like the feel of the character.
Yeah.
And
Before you know it, you're making a huge 3D platform.
and that's the thing. It just sort of like bit by bit turned into that. And then recently, I had an opportunity to move abroad
Uh-huh.
and leave my long illustrious career as a game artist to work on this full time.
Awesome. So you've been making some headway lately, more recently then?
Yeah. It's been progressing much more of late. Here she's got kind of an aviator's cap on. If your viewers can maybe guess what ability that's going to give me. So now I've got the double jump and the float.
That's awesome.
That I can use. And again, we see, you know, another level that, you know, it looks different, it feels different to play.
Yeah.
You know, a big contrast with the fourth was all about, you know, going up.
Yeah.
Right? Jumping and going up. And this one is all about going downwards. You're doing these sort of heart-wrenching like drops into the void.
Yeah, leaps of faith.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm in a little secret cave. I like that you're doing that and that you put so much thought into, you know, making each level different and stuff like that. So getting back to what we were talking about, so what do you have left to do, and, you know, when do you think you'll actually get finished with Suzy Cube?
Okay, well, I'm not ready to publicly announce any sort of release date.
You can just guesstimate.
But I am, my plan so far, and up to now it still seems feasible, is for about a year from now, give or take. That's when I'm hoping to release it.
Okay.
The plan is obviously iOS first.
Yeah.
But I mean, it plays well. It plays well on a touchscreen, but it supports MFI controllers on the platform, and on Mac and PC it supports controllers as well.
Okay.
And obviously, you know, if it works well on touchscreen, you know, it works equally, if not, you know, slightly better on with a controller.
Okay.
So, you know, other platforms maybe, but definitely concentrating on iOS for the first release.
Okay.
Okay.
So by this time, next GDC, we might be talking about it being released, or at least close to being released, something like that. That's your target?
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the plan.
Okay. And then, how close are you to the end of the level?
Right after that drop there.
That seems like a good ending point, right?
Yeah, there's...
Oh. I like that you're jumping and you're not... You gotta kind of position yourself. Do you have some secret behind-the-scenes stuff going on with these platforms, too?
No, these ones, like those sorts of like hand-holding things.
Yeah.
I use Secret Sphinx. Oh my God, it was in the background the whole time.
Neat.
Sorry.
A year from now is when you're looking at release, and you've also been very open with the development process in our forums, right? The developer forums.
Yeah.
And you're sort of starting to open up now too. I think you started an upcoming thread and stuff like that. So, yeah, if you want to check out more on Suzy Cube, I've been following this in the forums for a while now, so I was excited to finally check it out in person, and it's really impressive. So, yeah, if you want to keep along with the development, you'll be posting in updates in the forums and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And hopefully by this time next year, we'll all be playing Suzy Cube, right?
Awesome. Yeah, hopefully.
All right, cool. Louis, thank you so much for showing it off to us.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to let me do that.
Cool.